Hey everybody, Tom here with Hidden Beats, and today we're talking with the lovely ladies of Nice Horse. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm here, I'm alive. That's a good sign, just all considering.
Same here.
hmm So we're here to talk about you, your music, and catch up since it's been a little bit, I think, now since we've caught up. And
Yeah.
but for those who are new, can you guys give a little intro about yourselves?
Yeah, we are a band called Nice
Yeah,
Horse.
I'm Brandy and Katie here, and I'm the bass player and lead vocalist. And
Yep, and I play the banjo and the acoustic guitar, and I sing too.
Nice. So you guys have been keeping busy this summer. I've seen you have some, new awards. You got a new album dropping in the next few days, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
you betcha, yeah, April 19th is our album drops, and we're really, really excited for it. We haven't released a full record since the beginning of Nice Horse, and so we've been releasing singles, but this is the first time we've done a collection of music in a number of years, and so it's really special because it's nice for us to be able to give a whole concept to everybody.
I literally got the album sent in my email like 5 minutes before this, so I was trying to listen to a couple songs quickly just to see what it's like, and it sounds really good already, just the little bit that I've listened to.
Thank you so much.
hmm So, so tell me about this award and the win that you guys had. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think for the Country Music Alberta Awards, we just
Yeah.
won their Horizon Grouper Duo of the Year. And yeah, that one really meant a lot to us, because we've gone through a lot of big changes. And what was so, I mean, anytime winning an award, and we've been really fortunate to win this award before. And what made it so different this year is that we did make the change from being a 4-piece band to a 2-piece band. And so we were referring to it as the Group and Duo of the Year award because we know that we owe so much of getting to this point to Krista and Tara, our former bandmates. But those nominations did come in after we had made the announcement that we were two. And so to know that we still also had the support, knowing that we were making such a big change and going through like a new evolution as a band, it really, really meant the world. And so definitely when we got that award, it has so much depth in the meaning of it. And yeah, I mean, it brought us to tears. It was a really, really special moment.
It was really emotional. And additionally, we performed for the first time as a duo on stage at the Country Music Alberta Awards. It was our first performance as two of us, and it was really energizing for us to be on that stage and win that award moving forward as the Nice Horse duo.
hmm Can you give us a little bit more of an insight behind the band split up at all?
I mean, it sort of is what it is, Tara and Krista, had other paths that were calling their hearts, and we didn't want to stand in the way of that. And so we wanted them to go and do that, but at the same time, where our hearts lie is within this band. It is something that Brandy and I have poured absolutely everything into, and we didn't want to see it die, And so we decided that we wanted to move forward as two, and that's what we've done.
And they're two very talented women doing amazing things in music. They're still, Tara's always been, when she was a Nice Horse, she was always still a part of the metal band Kitty, who's doing really well, and she's still doing that. And Krista is just she's not only an amazing musician, but she's an amazing like music industry professional, and she's doing that right now. And so we couldn't be happier for them to be like kicking butt in the musical world.
Yeah.
And we had someone say to us when this happened that this was basically the model version of how any band should break up. And because it truly is like when you're happy for everybody and you want everybody to be doing the things that they love, it makes it really easy.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you guys are great together, but you're also great apart. So seeing everyone kind of flourish in their own things is always nice. Nice to see that.
Yeah, and like for Katie and I, like that's kind of how this group started in the first place, was that for a long time we were really good friends, knowing that we were really strong doing uh our separate projects in music. And it was really only when we got together and started writing songs, which then came into Nice Horse, did we really realize that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that's really how we feel with being being a group.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you
Yeah,
guys
you know that
still,
song, you know that Tim McGraw song, Just to See You Smile?
yeah,
That's what this is.
yeah,
You know, we smile being here, they smile doing what they're doing, and everybody is good in the end.
yeah. And you guys are still spreading that girl power, feeling across the board. Like my niece is insanely in love with Kitty, and when I told her that I knew someone in Kitty, she was like, "Oh my god, this is insane!" And
That's awesome.
Yeah, like that's really important to us. Like it's always been important to us in Nice Horse that, you know, we really like we're strong role models for the young women that are coming up.
I don't know if I'm a role model.
I really like to be a role model. I don't know what Katie likes, but I mean
Don't do what I do, guys.
it was important for us to see strong women on stage.
Yeah.
It's why we do what we do. Like I don't think it's like that first Shania Twain record is the reason I'm a musician. And seeing her just completely own it was something that, you know, made me want to do this. And
Mhm.
so if we can be that to uh to young women coming up in this industry, that is truly such an honor.
For sure, for sure. Now, what's it like working as a duo versus a four-piece?
I mean, Brandy and I are so locked when it comes to the music that we love. And somebody said it the other day, they were like, it's like on stage, you finish each other's sentences musically. And I was like, that is such an interesting way to put it. But it's true. Like we know all of the same music. We grew up on the same stuff. So we tend to have a lot of similar, like we lean in a similar direction. And so it's actually, we've been really energized and re-inspired and we're laser focused on the same stuff. Like we've got the same goals. And so it's been a lot of fun. Like we're having a really great time on this like new path and this new adventure. And we're really lucky that we've had a lot of really great things happen that are really showing that like we are headed in the right direction as too. So it's been a blast.
Mhm. So the story behind the new album, how did that come together? Like putting everything together. What's your process like for that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was, I would say, an extended process because
Mhm.
the plan was for us to record and release a record in the earlier parts of 2020s. But of course, with the pandemic, it really changed it put a stop to or a pause to a lot of musical journeys for a lot of artists. And for us, it really did, it took a lot longer because of that. But the positive part of that was that we did like through all of that, we wrote. Katie and I wrote and wrote and wrote. And so when on the other side of it, we had so many songs to choose from. And
Mhm.
it was also a journey on the recording side too. Like we recorded a number of things that didn't end up on this record for one reason or another, and it took us a while to find the producer that we were meant to work with, and in the end we found that with Murray Pulver, who's a great producer from Winnipeg. And but once it took a while to get all of the pieces in place, but once we did, we absolutely could not be happier with this record that came out of that.
Mhm. Now, how has the music evolved, I guess, from, the four-piece to the two-piece? Like, how have you guys changed when it comes to putting things together?
I mean, we're still in the process of that because that only just happened, and this record was already done. So this record still has all four of us.
Yeah.
But
But it's very song driven. Like Katie and I have always been the primary writers in Nice Horse. And so like the songs drive this record and we're all over that.
Mhm.
Mhm. No, that's awesome to hear for sure. Now, is there like what's the song you are the most excited for people to hear off this new album? Like the one that you can't wait for the reaction from fans?
I can't, I mean, I love them all. We
Really
wrote
hard to choose.
hundreds. And so the
Mhm.
fact that there's seven, it's like, I mean, two of them have been heard, but like they all carry such a so much meaning to us because again, it was such a journey. And so each song, and that's not trying to be like a cop out answer, but it's like we wrote so much that each song to me stands for something that we were doing in that moment. And
Mm.
again, it's like we had to cut out of hundreds of songs. And so I think to me, I'm really excited for people to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
really there's a lot of honesty in the writing on this one. And I
Mhm.
think that that's why we feel so connected to every song. I know that we were really excited, like there, because we had like, we're such a live show driven act. We love playing live, and it really was like what has fueled this band and what has given us our success to date. And because of that, we had been previewing a few songs that are on this record before in our live show, so fans know, like, had known some of these songs that are on this record. And one of them was Things I Wish I Didn't Know, which we released as one of the lead up singles to this record that will be on it. And so that was really exciting because lots of people had been asking about that song when we played it live. And then the other one is Till I Do, which we've been playing live and has not been released prior to this. So it's coming out on April 19th with the whole record. And I'm really excited for the people who have been fans of us for a long time, that like have like know our live show and have seen us play that. I'm really excited for them to know that it was worth the wait to wait for that song after hearing it live, because lots of people wanted to hear it recorded
Yeah, it was
as soon
like
as it
our
was.
most, like, we've never had a song that has had more messages from people being like, where can I get that? Where can I get that? And so we finally get a chance to be like, here's where you can get it. So
Mhm.
it's the whole thing. It's very exciting.
I think the things I wish I didn't know is what we talked about that last time we talked, Katie, is like
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
piece around that. So it's exciting to see it all come together and finally get out there to the world.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hmm. So it's coming into festival season and everything. You guys have any big, concert plans coming up?
We do. And I mean, there's a lot that haven't been announced yet, but it's going to be a busy summer. And again, something that we're really looking forward to because it will be our first time playing like as the duo act that we are now. And so we're really looking forward to that live show. And we're playing, I mean, we are doing, I call it Canadian ping pong because it will be like coast to coast from like Vancouver to
Yeah.
PEI, we'll be
Yeah,
everywhere.
a real highlight of the shows that we have announced already for us is Cavendish Beach Music Festival. We're so excited to play that one. We've played it before and we're on the main stage at Cavendish this year. We absolutely love that. And there's a couple that are not announced yet that we are itching to announce because I'm so excited about them.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
can't wait. People should stay tuned to our website for sure because we will be announcing so many shows in the next month or two.
Yeah. And
That's good
then
to hear.
speaking of like things that Brandy and I just absolutely love and the things that we bond over, we also get to open up for Jody Messina in Regina.
Yes.
And like we've
And
been,
if there's one thing we bond over in this duo, it is 90s country music.
yeah, I mean, we've been playing Heads Carolina as a cover for the last like 4 years. And now we're like, oh my God, we get to open up for her and she'll sing it to us. And maybe we'll
Mhm.
sing it to her. TBD.
See if she'll bring you out on stage. You guys can do a whole thing with it.
Right? We'll just like,
Yeah.
Jody, step aside. We got this one.
We'll
Yeah.
just have to subtly audition every time we walk past her dressing room to
Yeah.
see if she knows that we know every single word to all of her songs.
Yeah, just keep singing as you're going by. That would be funny to see, actually.
Sounds like a good social media idea. Let's remember that one.
There you
Sounds
go.
like we might get kicked off the tour. We should maybe not do that.
Well, I mean, Katie did say don't do what she, don't do what
Yeah,
she
I
does. She's
didn't
done a
say,
lot of
yeah,
them, so.
don't do what I do.
I spend a lot of my life in this act not doing what Katie does.
That's not true, actually.
Mhm. So I'm curious,
Oh, it kinda is.
as a girl power group, what are some of the do's and don'ts you would say to other girl groups coming into the industry?
Don't let men get in the way.
Don't let anything get in the way.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
honestly, I think truly it's the tough part about, I mean, for anybody, base level for anybody getting into this industry, it's hard. Um, it feels like you can have everything together and you still not get the lottery of being at the right time. And so it can be really heartbreaking and really challenging, and that's for anybody. And I know that we don't have, like, in terms of like parity with men to women in country music, we're working on it, but we're not there yet. And so I hope that it gets better for our artists coming up, and I hope that they don't have to fight for fewer spots for women, but
Mm.
they might have to.
Mhm.
And what we always kind of was our guiding star when we really started this group was we weren't aiming to be as good as everybody else. We were aiming to be twice as good as everybody else because we knew that we had some extra challenges that if we needed to be twice as good to be seen on the same level at times. And so that's what we did. And truly, like, we developed so fast as a group because of that. And we worked so hard and have accomplished so much because of that mentality. And I'm really proud of that. And I feel like having that mentality that's like, don't aim to be like everybody else, aim to be better.
Yeah.
And and either way, you're going to land somewhere you're proud of.
Yeah, and I think it is kind of one of those, like, it is difficult, and there's so many of those conversations around there, not being as many females represented and stuff, and it's like, that's why you got to do it. It's like that saying, like, be the change you wish to see. Like, it's like, it's harder, yes, but the more women that are doing it, the more of us there will be to
Mhm.
do it,
Absolutely.
and that's how things like slowly change. And so it's just like, it's like, hang in there, do it. Like, you are just as good, you are better, like, you can do this too. It's that mentality that it's like, you don't need to take a back seat. You don't need to think of it as anything other than these are all of your peers and these are all your equals and you deserve to be there too.
And speaking of your peers too, when you zoom out and you see like the gender disparity within country music, yes, it's palpable and it's real. But when you zoom in on your people and the people, like, find your champions. And there are a lot of people in this industry that are such great champions. And if you find those people, they're gonna lift you up. And we love being those people to artists. Like, we love being artist champions. It's one of the most satisfying things to, like, not only be able to do what we love, but be able to in some way help other artists do what they want to do as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's a great thing to even just think of subconsciously that you guys are just always trying to move in this direction and move other people in this direction.
Absolutely. That's the thing is like, it's like, it's a really how it's not like there's maybe fewer spots, it feels like, for women in this industry, but if we're all moving forward, and as Katie said, that's why you got to do it. That's why you got to show up. That's why you got to be here. Moving everyone forward is a good thing.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I look forward to the day when you see like group of the year nominations and it's all women groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, like I look forward to that day.
Yeah.
So we want all the ladies. All the ladies, let's go.
There you go. So I do like to ask a couple fun questions, as you guys know, and trying to pick a few different ones since we've talked a few times now. I'm curious if you guys do something. I mean, everyone has their own things that they do outside of music to ground themselves, but do you guys have any group activities that you guys do to, like, outside of music to keep yourself kind of connected that way?
Maybe not. Oh man, how are we connected? Do we have a tenuous tether on reality? It's possible. But um, I know both Katie and I, and hilarious, this isn't a group activity. I think, to be honest, we're in a group so much. For me, sometimes it's the non-group activities that are the things that balance me out a bit.
Mhm.
And I know Katie and I both do this if we're not together separately, is we both run.
Okay.
Which I think we both find really, really therapeutic and really, really grounding. And sometimes it's just like when you're always around people, which often we are in this industry, it's nice to just get away from the noise a little bit and just be left with your own thoughts.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. It's those grounding things. Like I absolutely love what we do and everything that we're doing. But when I go home and I get to Vancouver and I get a moment there on the West Coast, like it's a place that I really love and it gives me that regroup and refocus to get back out there and get going again, and being out with the horses. That's the thing that I do all the time when I'm feeling stressed. I'm just like, let's go see the horses. And that always like grounds me too.
Yeah. I'm also in the Navy. That's, I guess, a group activity that I do outside of Nice Horse.
Yeah. I
It's a
mean,
very
that's
group
something.
activity.
You do group activities. I do herd activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Still groups, but it's, different for sure. So I'm curious, the Nice Horse action figures, what would be your accessories that go with them?
Oh my gosh. Mine would be a label maker.
Okay.
It's not a very sexy accessory, but I mean, it's the one I would have. And you know what? I disagree. I actually think I think it's a hot accessory.
Okay.
I might be the lowest selling action figure in the world.
I don't, I don't know what mine would be. Saddle?
Okay.
Kitchen tool?
Maybe can the horse be your accessory?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It's
Think
up to you
so.
guys. It's
Yeah, I think so.
your
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, I'm riding a horse and Brandy's carrying her label maker.
Labeling the horse as it goes by.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, look, there's power in labeling. And there's gotta be.
Just God.
I mean, quite honestly, I could use some labeling. Like as you can kind of see behind me, my office is a mess.
Yeah,
right
do you want
now.
me to come organize? I'll be there with my action figure will be there with my label maker in a heartbeat.
It would definitely make things interesting because I have had such a busy last couple of weeks. I haven't had the chance to do a thing in here.
Yeah.
Like
We
this computer
often
here is apart, and not even together yet right now. So
Oh, it's just off camera. Is that why it's just off camera?
yeah, and I have a couple others on this side too. So it's been an interesting one for
Yeah.
sure.
It is funny. Like one thing Katie and I do really have in common is we're very organized, and we often get told by our crew and our hired band members that we are some of the most organized people that they've ever met. I mean, so much so that we also built a touring and scheduling app for bands. So I mean, between the two of us, we could probably get your space organized over there.
It's an
Oh.
8x8 room with, I think I have 5 computers in here, all my photography gear, and like the day job stuff. So it'd be a challenge.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure. Be interesting.
Sounds like my dream.
So, what is a must-have food that you guys need on the road when you're out doing your thing?
Okay, so mine's not a must-have food, it's a must-have beverage. I am obsessed with matcha tea. I don't drink coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Hmm.
But I'm obsessed with matcha. And so I make myself a matcha latte every morning, and I literally bring my tea station with me. So like I have my little matcha whisk, and it like folds in with my little matcha spoon. And I have a portable milk frother
Oh wow, okay.
that I bring with me. It's a travel milk frother that doubles as a kettle. So yeah, like I bring that on the road with me all the time. It's like my simple pleasure that I have to have a matcha every day.
Okay. What about you, Katie?
Oh man, I'm pretty boring because I can eat everything or I can eat nothing.
Mhm.
Like I can kind of survive either way, but I tend to like, as long as I always have an apple with me, I'm good. And then my
Okay.
guilty pleasure thing that I will always be like, pull over, I'll be right back, is a Slurpee.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, that's your guilty
I
pleasure
don't know
one.
what's up with that. This started last summer. And now
Hmm.
I'm just like, I see a 7-Eleven and I'm like, hold on one second.
Which I'm fine with, because then I'll go in and get a hot rod, because that's my guilty pleasure
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
So
you
there you
didn't have
go. Yeah.
guilty pleasures, but that's where we went. We made up new question, new question.
I'm okay with that. It makes it more fun that way. So I know I've asked you guys both this in the past, but as the duo now, what are you hoping people take away from your music?
I mean, I've been saying that I feel like this album represents heartbreak and hope. And I hope that they feel that. Like I hope that they feel that within heartbreak and disappointment and letdown, there is always hope. And I hope that I hope for the hope that people feel it. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, it's like, I feel like we take ourselves very seriously and not very seriously all at the same time. And I think it's special to be both. And I
Mhm.
think that our music is both. And so that's, to me, what I would want people to take away from it, is that they get both in our music.
Nice. Is there, if you're introducing someone to Nice Horse for the first time across your whole discography, what's the first song they need to listen to?
Mm, I
Favorite
think,
child song?
man, that's really tough.
Oh yeah.
I think if we did, I think if we did, I think it would be probably Till I Do from the new record.
Yeah.
That's definitely one that's feels like it's definitely got that, like, it's got some real nice horse like edge to it, which I absolutely love. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, we have something like Good at Missing You, which is a song that we released as a single 2 years ago. And it was absolutely like, and it's just one of those ones that, like, that song makes me feel things, and it feels so true to who we are. So I think I would say, like, for back catalog choice, I would say that. And
Yeah.
then for upcoming, what they should be listening to, get to know, like, here's Nice Horse
Yeah.
on the new record is Till I Do.
And I
Mhm.
think, though, I'm gonna toss in one more. You asked for one song, but again, changing the game here. Probably Cowgirl, because I think that Cowgirl talks so much about inclusivity and how much we care about that. And so I think that that has a really great like mission statement that will always carry with us.
Absolutely. We will always want everyone to feel welcome.
I think that's a great mission statement. So, last but not least, what's the motivation to keep walking the musical road?
Because we love it. Like it's this band is, I mean, for both of us, this is our heart and soul. We've been in a lot of musical projects, and for me, this is the one. Like this is the thing that I love, that I believe in the most, that I have had the most fun. It's also the thing I've probably cried over the most, which again kind of shows you just how much I care about it. And I know Brandy feels the same way. And so that gets me up every morning, like, and wanting to push this thing forward and having people hear it and making it feel worth it. Although, you know what, even if no one else heard it, I would always feel like it was worth it because I've loved, like, we have had experiences that money can't buy. You
Mhm.
know, like we have sang on stage with Tom Cochran singing Life of the Highway. Like that's like you work your way into that, into those positions. And we've had multiple of those happen to us. And that to me is what gets me up every day, is it's like it's that experience. And also I think that I'm really proud of what we stand for. And that also motivates me to do this all the time because I think we have a great message. As much as I said I wasn't a role model, I mean that in other ways. I think that we stand for something, and that feels really good too. So it's kind of all of those things combined. And I just freaking love country music. I freaking love it. We play it. I listen to it in the car. It's the concerts that I go to, and so it's like even that right there. It's just like I love this genre.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I think that you're right. Like, I think it's about the music. But it's about so much more than that. And like the idea that we can make an impact musically and otherwise in the country music space, which is a space that we love, is like that's like the ultimate goal of our life, like of our existence. It feels like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason to live, I suppose, like having
Yeah,
fun that way.
yeah,
Think so.
You guys just made me think of another quick question here.
yeah.
As music fans, what is the favorite concert you've ever gone to as a fan?
Oh man.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have two, one country, one not country. The non-country one is Hawksley Workman.
Okay.
Hawksley is an incredible Canadian artist and songwriter.
Mhm.
Um, and I've always been intensely inspired by his songwriting, and going to his shows feels like a musical songwriting journey like no other, and I absolutely love it. My very first concert ever was Michelle Wright when I was in grade 2. And I got to go backstage and meet her at the end of the show. And that was my very first concert. And Michelle is like such a Canadian icon and
Mhm.
was such a superstar and is still. Like that was that moment will forever be emblazoned in my memory musically, as going to that concert.
Oh,
For
that's
sure.
I have about 1 million of them, so and they're all flashing through my mind. But like an overall concert that I actually went to recently, it's not country, but he's my favorite songwriter of all time, and it's John Mayer.
Mm.
And I have seen him play so many times. I feel so lucky. And he recently, like just on his solo tour, I went and saw it. And I remember I bought 2 tickets. I didn't know if anybody was going to go with me because I was like, if you don't love John Mayer as much as me, please don't go to the show with me because I want to sit there and cry and laugh and feel all the feelings. And one of my friends was like, got it, I know the mission. And so she came with me. But that he fuels my fire when it comes to songwriting.
Mhm.
And then another one that I went to, and I'll try to make this short because it's actually kind of a long story, but the Time Jumpers in Nashville, they're like a band full of all the like really amazing session players, and they play every Monday night. And they'll have different guests come in, but they're like all the people that you hear all over these records that we love. And Vince Gill often plays with them. And I went one night when he ended up being there, almost didn't get in, but then walked away. And then at the last minute, somebody grabbed me and they're like, no, someone just left. You guys can come in. And we stood in this corner and watched them play while Vince was playing. And then he told this really heartbreaking story and followed it up with playing Go Rest High on That Mountain.
Mm.
And as he was telling the story, I was like, oh my God, he's going to play that song. And it was so quiet in there. It was like, I don't think anybody pulled out their phone. It was just like this moment of just like heartbreak listening to him sing that song. And then when it was over, the head leader of the band, he just went, I think we'll end the show there. Everybody have a good night.
Yeah.
And it was like, you couldn't top that. And I just I couldn't believe I got to be there. And that room fits like 300 people. And I couldn't believe that I got to witness that. And that's probably one of the most amazing musical experiences I've ever watched.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, that's all the points I have written down here. Is there any final words of wisdom you'd like to leave to people?
I think there was lots of wisdom in that.
There was, yeah.
No, thanks for asking such great questions. You're always so fun to talk to.
I definitely try, even though when you talk to people multiple times too, it's so hard to come up with some new things. And so I
Right.
definitely try to make it fun as we're going through things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do a great job of
Yeah.
it.
I definitely appreciate that because I have that imposter syndrome where I don't think I'm good at this type of stuff.
Dude,
Everybody's got it.
that's this industry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so true, right? Like we
Yeah.
all have it in some way.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
my forte is still going out to shoot concerts. Like when I got to
Yeah.
see you guys live, that was
I
definitely an
know.
experience. And
Yeah, well, and you do a killer job of that too.
I
So
appreciate that too. That's kind of where this was all built on. So it's
yeah.
good thing to hear that people like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get to go to bed now and get some rest?
No, because my wife is almost home with our probably screaming child, so I have to go play dad for a bit. And
Oh yeah, gotta go
Okay,
do that.
okay, go play dad. Hopefully
yeah,
playing
so
dad involves snuggling and having a nap.
Yeah.
oh
Screaming.
no, she's a bit of a lunatic. She's a year and
The mover and a shaker right now.
oh god, everywhere. She likes to pick up our cats and walk around with them and try to
Oh my
throw them
goodness.
places. And
All
she
right.
tackles our dog too, and
Oh
they
my
just have the
God.
worst times, but also the best times. So
Oh my God. Okay, well, good luck with that.
yeah,
I don't know what to say. Sounds like you're in for a wild night.
pretty much, yeah. And then back to work tomorrow. So
Yeah.
all right, ladies, it was a pleasure getting to talk to you again. And I mean, I'm sure
You
we're
too.
gonna do this again.
Yes.
Awesome.
I hope so.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. I hear you guys are on a write in Nashville right now.
Yeah, we just finished a write actually.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That should be
Mhm.
fun, getting some new stuff coming out.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
very
yeah.
excited.
Well,
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it. So if you have anything you want us to share, by all means, send it over.
You
Thanks,
got it.
Tom.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye now.
Bye.
Bye.